All right. We know that they're a basket case when it comes to electric cars, electrification. They're losing market share in, I think, their biggest car market, China. Sales are down by about 40% in China this year. No one seems to be mentioning this stuff. It's amazing. But Honda have finally unveiled their ground-up electric car, which General Motors will make for them in the United States. But this is what it looks like. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. My name is Sam Evans, and what an intriguing week it's been this week. There's been quite a few new cars revealed. And Honda, who are clearly a massive laggard when it comes to EVs, how can this be the case? I mean, Honda had that amazing little city car that people just loved. And I first saw that thing many years ago, and I thought, that thing's going to take the world by storm. It's going to sell an absolute storm. But Honda had never intended for it to be anything but a compliance car. And, well, we saw what happened. It just basically disappeared. Hopefully, this new Honda EV is not a compliance car, but I am concerned it could be. And let's be rational. The rational thought here is, if Honda has to buy this car from General Motors and then put some badges on it, that's going to cost them an extra $50. Put some different panels on the car to make it a Honda. Basically, what I'm saying is, they've got several middlemen here. Because General Motors gets the batteries from LG Chem, essentially. They say they manufacture them, but the truth is that LG Chem are doing the lion's share of that work. And then many of the parts in, for example, a General Motors EV come from Hyundai Grobus. So there's numerous middlemen. Plus, a lot of this stuff's also coming from China. There's all these middlemen that Honda have to pay. And having General Motors sort of be one of these middlemen, in my opinion, doesn't make this really a financially viable prospect, because General Motors themselves don't make any profit off electric cars. None at all. They don't know when they will either. In fact, they're saying, Mary Barra just said, what, was it 2 weeks ago now? That GM can't make a profitable 30 to 40,000 EV until maybe 2030. So how exactly does this play out for Honda? Well, I don't know, but here are the details on their new electric car built by General Motors. Well, first thing that came to my mind was this looks a lot like the dimensions of a Cadillac Lyriq. You got to admit, it's got that long bonnet, which is very sexy, good looking, but very, very illogical, impractical. You don't need that. The whole point of an EV is you can make the bonnet smaller, make the inside of the car bigger, but hey, anyway, it's still actually kind of a practical looking car because it's an SUV, kind of, crossover SUV, but it's fairly low. I think it makes sense in that way. It's almost like a station wagon, actually. I've got to admit, even though I'm still perplexed at Honda's bizarre decisions over the past 5-10 years, but I do like this EV. It's called the Acura ZDX, and it's built, of course, on GM's Ultium platform, which, well, you know, Ultium isn't as Ultium as what we once thought it was, but who cares? I think it should still be a good car. Piggybacking off a rival's brand's platform, some media are saying is a great way for an automaker to fast-track its entry into a new sector. Now, to be fair, I guess that's what Ford are doing in Europe with the ID.4, which they've kind of re-engineered into their own EV. That's what Acura is doing here with this electric car for North American buyers. The ZDX rides on the same GM Ultium platform you'll find under SUVs like the new Chevy Blazer and the Cadillac Lyriq. Now, some people are saying that Honda's designers have been hard at work trying to make this thing look different to a Cadillac Lyriq, but I think it looks remarkably similar in terms of its overall profile. So basically, this is the car that you'll be able to buy, right? Probably they're saying next year. Will they make a lot of them? I don't think so. So if you're a big Honda fan, probably now's the time to talk to your dealer, try and get the word in there that you're interested. Now, you might have heard that GM plans to drop Apple CarPlay and Android Auto from its EVs. It wants to collect data, as much data as it can, and if it uses Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it can't collect your data, so it's going to get rid of those features. That's not a conspiracy theory, that's just public available knowledge. Honda won't be doing that. You will get CarPlay and Android Auto with this new Honda electric car. So if you love those features, maybe get one of these instead of a Lyric. Now, to be fair, General Motors are not producing many Lyrics either. So you probably got equally as much chance of getting one of these as you do a Cadillac Lyric. What kind of power will this thing have? Well, no one knows yet. It hasn't been confirmed, but I'm going to guess that one of the models will have the dual motor all-wheel drive system from the Blazer SS. That has 557 horsepower, which is 415 kilowatt. Because it's a dual motor vehicle, it will do 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. Now, one of the interesting things about this car is it will be sold exclusively online. Very, very strange move here to sell it exclusively online. I wonder how this fits in with Florida and its changes to selling online. Will you be able to buy this car in Florida? I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few states in America that don't want companies to sell online. I'm going to guess some deal will be worked out with dealers where dealers in that area make a bit of a kickback or something like that to make them happy. But either way, it's a big change. Having to sell online is what basically Tesla, Rivian, and even Lucid, other car companies, are kind of forcing these companies to do. Because we know it's a barrier of entry if you've got to go into a dealership. People are more likely to buy a car if they can buy it online. There's heaps of data in the US, in fact in Australia, in Europe, in lots of places, proving what I just said. In particular, because we know it from used cars. If you can buy a used car online, they actually sell at a rate of 3 to 1 in comparison. If you can't buy them online, you've got to go into the dealership. They barely sell. So that's why used car dealerships now, they're advertising everything online. Otherwise, they're not getting the sale. The same will apply to all of these legacy automakers within the next 5, 6, 7 years. If they don't do it, start selling online, their sales will just plummet. Honda clearly have seen this. They're saying EVs, they're the future, sort of. We hope. But if you want one, go online. So what are your thoughts on this car? Do you like it? Actually, I'm a big fan, but I just don't know how this is going to work for Honda, how they're going to be able to survive the disruption. Like I said, they're getting killed in China. They're about to be killed in the US, not killed as in, I'm not saying they're literally going to die, but their sales will suffer enormously. I'm very concerned about Honda and their future. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.